We start the week with a very hot topic. Well, let me take a short break, pay my bills, and then I'll introduce my guest to you.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
Because my time,
My time?
My time.
my own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
I'm still Malta. Be your best.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
Because my time,
My time?
My time.
my own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
I'm still Malta. Be your best.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
Because my time,
My time?
My time.
my own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
I'm still Malta. Be your best.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by Amstel Malta. And I just told this handsome prince here to take off his mask. Sitting in front of me is a prince of the sauce. Ile-Ife is the sauce. And he is, you are the grandson, right?
Great grandson.
Great grandson of a one-time Oni of Ife, of Ademiluyi. Do you think that you might become Oni one day?
No, because this present only is still young. You might live for the next 50 years.
But
And I'll be too old by then, to contest.
So you've lost hope.
I've lost hope.
I hope Bambo Ademiluyi is listening. I have Tony Ademiluyi here. Some of you know him as my son, in whom I am well pleased. I have loads of children. On the day I pass away, they won't have enough Ankara to buy for
so many
all
survivors.
the children
so
that
many
I have. Okay, Tony Ademiluyi is one of my children. I was there when he was born. So it gives me great joy. And I've always found him is highly intellectual. If you ask him now, he'll start bragging about the fact that because he went to King's College, that is why. But I like putting them down, all these kissy boys and his uncle Bambo, all of them. I like SLS, Itwa, Igodalo, yes. But he's somebody, he's taken after both myself and his dad. All of you know Ademiluyi. And last week he wrote an article. I think he referred to an article that Dele Momodu had written. I don't want to go into all that. But I saw a lot of anger in what he wrote. I don't get myself involved in personality classes. But because it was on my blog, jimidisu.com. And because he's a regular writer, so it was on all blogs. It was also on my blog. Went viral. And this had to do with the Lekki incident. Apparently, I think the gentleman, Momodu, had written...
Ikoyi incident.
The coincidence. What did I call it?
You said Lekki.
Sorry.
It's a mistake.
It's a mistake. My mind was at Ikoyi. It was Ikoyi, the building that fell. And apparently, I think Dele Momodu had written an article eulogizing
Femi
Oshibono, who had, of course, got involved, and who I had seen boast, for example, how he beat the authorities in the UK, how he got permit. First of all, got permit for 2 floors in one of his buildings. They mistakenly wrote 3, And he then went up to build 3 floors.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering who does that. And how again, in another, he had said there was another one in which he was supposed to have got permission to build 4, and he ended up building 5.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether that is something. But the man is gone, so I can't take him up on that.
Yeah. Dead men tell no tales.
Dead men tell no tales. But I would not advise any young person to follow that track. I think it's always good to obey all laws and not glorify the fact that you were able to beat the system just because somebody made a mistake. I think all of us need to be patriotic and need to be honest in our dealings. But that's not. But you were so angry.
Yeah.
I've never seen. No, you've been angry like that before.
I've been angry twice.
When you wrote.
When I came to this show.
When you came to
about
this show.
Fire
About Fire Me, yes.
And Paula Defarashin.
And Paula Defarashin.
What happened was, I read an article by Dele Momodu.
Yes.
Published on November 7, 2021.
Yes.
Where he was saying that Femi Oshibono didn't cut corners.
Yes.
And that he even planned to live in one of the flats. And he was eulogizing him. So I felt that it was rather insensitive. As at the time of the writing of that article, about 36 people had died. Currently, the number has increased to about 45. And if maybe one of his sons or somebody close to him had died in that incident, I don't think he would have been talking like that. So I felt that, people were still grieving, and is this a PR stunt to pull at this time?
But so the PR stunt to what purpose would that be?
Maybe it was a way of image laundering even of the dead, which I felt.
Who would pick the bill for that? No, it could have been from his heart though, because apparently he knew the gentleman very well.
Yes, he did.
And it could have been. But I agree with you that discretion should have said that you don't write such things until we get the full picture.
Yes.
But some things are very clear.
Yes.
There was the man on whose box the table stop said there were
approval for 15
and they
why did it go up to 21? Yeah. And we even thank God that the building was still 80% completed. What if
it had been fully completed?
Completed and the families that now moved in, the casualty would have been higher. Imagine families dying.
No, but
if they are all moved in to the 21
but Shola, it also raises an alarm in my head. It's raised an alarm in my head. And that is, people shouldn't go away thinking that it is only buildings that are being constructed that can go down.
Yes.
Sometimes a building, if not well constructed, can go down in 10 years' time.
Yes. Yes, so there's constant checks.
It can go down in 15 years. It can go down in 20 years' time.
Yes.
If the foundation has been well. And so it has given me a bit of a fear of going into trouble. I don't know how you would convince me to buy a flat in a high-rise building in Nigeria when it is quite glaring. Yes. Quite clear.
We still recall the one that happened to TB Joshua's church.
Yes,
we
that's
still recall the Lekki Garden incident in 2016.
Yes.
So it's really scary, honestly.
It's scary.
The authorities need to step up their game. And
well, the honest to God truth is that the way we are structured, I'm not going to call on authorities to step up any game. Because it apparently
in the public sector.
Yes, apparently I don't think it is part of our culture. I think a lot of us have this I and I mentality.
Yes.
I and I, people in authority always think of their own pecuniary gain.
Interest first.
Nobody thinks, and this is something I believe, Shola, correct me if I'm wrong, that especially our people out there should learn from.
Yes. There have been too many collapsed buildings for us to take these things with levity. I mean, the incidents are too many. And what really pains me is that nobody goes to jail for it. Nobody is punished for it. Beyond some slap in the wrist. Okay, like for instance, when this one happened, the governor suspended the GM.
Yes.
But that's not enough sanction.
Why do you think the GM should have been? Come to think of it, the GM had just resumed duty. Why was it just for symbolic reasons that you had to sack the GM? Why do you think the GM had to be sacked?
He wasn't sacked. He was suspended.
Suspended. Yes.
I think the governor was just trying to curry favor from the public. Was just a way of, okay, let's just find an emergency scapegoat. And so he just happened to be the scapegoat.
Why would you make somebody a scapegoat when it's not the final approving authority? What I hear is that for a building to go above certain levels, it has to be signed by the governor.
By the governor, yeah.
And in signing by the governor, what my training tells me is that there will be boxes to be ticked.
Yes.
Approved plan tick. C of O tick.
C of O ticked, yeah.
Tick. But now we heard the building had no insurance. Indeed, the Nigerian Institute of Insurance said they don't have any records.
Wow.
So the question is, if the building was supposed to have been insured,
yes.
Ironically, the recommendations were from a panel in which the governor today was the co-chairman, who then ticked that box. Yeah. Was it the question to ask?
It's a case of you can't be a judge your own course.
But we need to also be careful to know who was the governor that approved, because it could have been 4 years ago. Maybe it wasn't this. Maybe it was the previous governor.
Yes.
So it would be nice if the previous governor at least tells us
his own side of the story.
His own side of the
story.
Since
he's still alive.
Yes. But you journalists, because I'm retired.
No, you're not retired. You can never retire.
No, Baba.
You can never retire.
Baba is tired from active journalism. Yeah. But I miss the likes of Dele Giwa.
Yes.
I miss the likes of Sunday Concord. The simple answer, a simple question that hasn't been answered, is that on paper, at the land registry, who owns that land?
Yes.
I don't know why that has been difficult for you to unravel.
There are rumors. I don't want to mention the name on air.
I don't want rumors. There is the land must have a file.
Yes.
She'll get me saying. The land must have a file. Inside that file, there must be somebody's name.
Embedded in
because Elizade has denied, Chief Ade has denied.
Adeojo.
By the way, I'd like to, it's 5 years that my Egmo died, Rashid Gwadamosi. I don't remember.
I remember him. He was Commissioner for Finance.
Yes.
The youngest in Lagos State.
Yes. May his soul rest in peace. And my feelings go to my great teacher, Mrs. Tinu Gwadamosi, the wife. It was when I mentioned Adeojo, I remembered Mrs. Oju was my teacher.
Okay.
So, Auntie Tino, may he continue to rest in peace. So, back to what we're saying.
Yes.
How come nobody in the media has been able to come? Because the government hasn't told us anyway, but you need to ask.
Honestly, I was expecting Sahara Reporters or David Udein of West Africa Weekly to have cracked that up. For reasons, the way the media is structured in Nigeria, it's owned by a lot of political interests or by businessmen with political interests. So they might not want to stir the honest nets so that what happened to next may not happen to them. You know how it is. But I was expecting Sahara Reporters or David Udein of West Africa Weekly to have cracked that. Maybe they're still doing their investigation.
Why haven't you cracked it?
Well,
you're not into. You're more into commentary.
I'm more of an analyst.
Analyst now.
Yes,
that's the easy way out. The investigative one is painstaking,
and it's more expensive. And I don't have the resources for it for now.
It's painful though. That we don't have that area being active.
Even what's his name? Fisayo Shoyombo, Foundation for Investigative Journalism.
Yes.
I was expecting him to have come up with something, but
because that is the simplest. You go to the land registry, you look for one of your sources, and the photocopy, you know who owns the land.
You post it online, yes.
Then, of course, has somebody taken the file away that we don't know? Okay, Oshibano he must have filled in some other names. Who are those names?
Yes.
And I think some of the things also flying in the air is we don't even have the list of those who own these flats.
Yeah, the manifest. We don't
manifest. No, the manifest is those who are on site.
On site, yes.
But for those who own the flats.
Well, what I read was that some people said that they had paid for it.
Yeah, one or two people, yes.
Yeah.
Prince.
But their name is anonymous.
Prince.
Yeah.
How many times did I call you?
3 times, sir.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm not paid for it. I can't afford it.
Prince Ejewo.
I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
Should you put a call through to Oshogbo?
You can't.
One might have been bought your name.
I have nothing to hide. If it will be more appropriate.
It's Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. I have Tony Ademilu. I call him Shola, but he says he likes the name Tony. Oba Tony. He doesn't say Oba Shola. Yeah, sounds better. Okay, so our lines are going to open up 0700 993 993 993. And the female line 0. I don't like calling it a female line. What can I call it? the line for females to call. That is too long. What can I call
The
it?
ladies line.
Ladies line. Yeah, got it. Okay,
I
ladies
got my
line.
inspiration from fella when he sang Ladies.
Ladies night, yes. 01465 7190. 01465 I have a caller already. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning. Hello.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Fine, sir. Prince, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Uncle Jimmy, if not that you said you've retired, I could have said that your kurube, what is it for now?
No, my kurube is for protection.
You use it and you tell us the owner of the property.
No, the kurube is for protection. That is that. But I always feel protected when I have a Prince of Ife near me. I mean,
No problem,
no harm can come to me.
Uncle Jimmy?
Yes.
Please, you know that crocodile, don't butcher it in the public. Nigeria gets at EBO.
I know.
Prince, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
But our job has to be done. We have a job to do. We got to do it, man. Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Good morning. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Were you sleeping?
No.
What were you doing? Tell me now. Tell me the truth.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you?
I'm Mrs. Bukala.
Mrs. Bukola?
Yes.
Okay. What's your husband's name?
What do you say?
What's your husband's name?
Mine?
Husband. See, you said you are Mrs. What's your husband's name?
Akinti Tive.
Okay. So you are Mrs. Akin. Well, okay. Please go
Yes,
on.
I'm Mrs. Akinti, sir.
Yeah, please go on.
Please, I just want to make sure that the authority really buckle up the investigation, because what really happened really baffled everyone.
Thank you. Okay, there's a point that I need to make with you that I need to discuss with you. I mentioned this morning.
Okay.
Looking at the Lekki report,
Yes.
you see that the governor was able to put a team together
Yes.
that could, that showed quite a lot of independence
Yes.
and credibility. Of course, now arguments are going for or against the report. But one thing that I know is that I never knew that the government, since the days of Unknown Soldier that I covered
Yes.
back in Fela's days,
Back in Ponds, in your Ponds days.
I never knew that a government panel could be this comprehensive and be this revealing.
Yeah,
I must give kudos to the panel and to the governor who set it up.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the personalities that were in the panel.
Yes.
Justice Doris Okuobi.
Mm.
She didn't have any scandal while she was in the judiciary.
Mm.
Popular human rights activist cum lawyer Ebo Oluwa
Adeburua, yes.
Son,
SAN.
SAN, I was very, in fact, when even the toll gate was to be put up, he even led a protest against it, if you can recall. Yeah, and I'm very happy that the governor said that the white paper will be ready in a fortnight.
Yeah, very quickly.
So we are waiting for it. We are waiting earnestly for it. And he said that the committee will be headed by the Attorney General to produce the white paper.
Yes.
So I'm really waiting for the white paper to come out so that we can see. And I'm happy that the government was able to indict itself. Let's not forget that Lai Mohammed accused CNN of yellow journalism when he said people died. But it was established that 9 people died and about 48 people were injured.
Yes.
So I was really happy that a government panel was able to indict a higher authority in power. I was really happy. I mean, this is democracy at work. This is democracy at work.
Don't you think that same spirit should be applied to the Ikoyi?
Yes, it should be applied.
I believe that
incident.
the Ikoyi incident should have, a judicial commission of inquiry.
Yes, it really warrants it, so that we can stop these ugly incidences.
But why do you think we haven't done that in the Ikoyi thingy? I'm not trying to lead you on.
I understand. Honestly, I think it's a question I'm still trying to unravel. Maybe because.
But could it be because the Ikoyi thingy is very, very personal? It's not. If you're going to be indicting anybody,
it's personal.
If you are going to be if you have a judicial commission of inquiry into the Ikoyi incident, some people are going to have to end up in jail.
Yes. And of course, they want to protect their friends.
Their friends, yes.
Who are likely
because
indicted.
if you here you
and
can,
because of course, even the jail time would extend to the public service as well. Because they are going to probe, who
Who
was supposed to
approved
approve
what?
the building plan, who didn't approve what. So even he's going to filter to the public service, and it's going to be a huge scandal, which they will not want heads to roll so much.
So, which do you think the public would prefer?
Yes.
That we cover up these things, or that whoever's ox is God should be made public?
The public will prefer the second option in an ideal situation. But unfortunately, we are dealing with a country that is governed by sentiments. So unfortunately, I see this incidents going the way of the Lekki Gardens incident and the one of TB Joshua's church 3 years ago. That was my.
But
submission.
I correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I tend to say that because of our attitude in those two incidences that you spoke about, where there's always like a cover up, or at the very best a soft landing for those involved. You think this thing might jolly well just repeat itself?
It will. Unfortunately,
until we do the right thing.
Until we do the right thing, it will. That's the sad thing.
It's sad.
It's tragic. I just pray many more buildings don't collapse anymore.
Okay, now we got to take a short break. Okay, so like these short breaks, pay
your bills.
Yes, and this is my current sponsors now.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting patiently. And that tonic.
As a retiree.
We got to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to
you find anybody in my generation who didn't go to uni, it's because that person was not capable. If he came from anywhere in the West, do you know why?
Yes.
Let me break it down for you.
Yes.
Nobody should cover our eyes with any wool. I'm going to break it down for you. As at the time I got into university in 1975, the Awolowo legacy was still on.
Yes.
There was still Western region. There were no states.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if you originate from Western region, like you now from Osun
State, yeah.
You are entitled to 500 naira bursary. Now, don't laugh. Those of you at home, don't laugh. Just hear me out.
The value was high then.
Let me explain it.
Yes.
So once you had a bus, once you came from that state, the university will admit you. Do you know why? They will register you and give you a hostel and give you 3 months meal ticket because school fees was 9 naira 10 kobo.
Yes.
If you take that out of 500
naira,
what does it give you?
You have over 400, over 490 naira left.
Now, registration was 9 naira 10 kobo. The hostel was 90 naira. Yes, you're still short of 100 naira.
Yes.
And then you'll be given 3 months meal ticket.
Yes.
And so, no matter how impoverished you are.
Yes. Even Awo was even a legend because even apart from the fact that his free education trickled to the universities in Nigeria.
Yes.
Even my granddad, as far back as 1954,
yes,
got a scholarship, a Western Region government scholarship to the University of Aberdeen. As far back as 1954, you know.
You see?
So, one wonders why our present day leaders don't want to leave legacies. As if they'll be in public office for life.
No,
or something.
Something crept into our psyche.
Yeah.
You know, that it just doesn't make it winner takes all. It also includes the element of denial.
Yes.
I have friends that are in politics, and I've seen them. They have disdain for the public.
Yes, yes.
That is why when we tell our people, stop taking money from these people, turning yourselves into beggars, they will not respect you.
It even happened in Anambra State, where there was a viral video that circulated of some PDP agents sharing 400 naira.
Yes.
And a can of malt.
Yes.
I mean, how wicked could it be?
Please don't mention the brand of the malt, I bet. But it's not the one that we. It's not the one.
No, I won't.
Nah, please. No. We have friends who are, but some of my classmates we went to university with are in the Senate, in here and there. They're all in positions, and when you hear them in the inner crevices of their homes, when till late in the night we're either demolishing green bottles and things like that. They have no regard for the public. They have no feelings whatsoever. He's always thinking about packaging something for them. Hello, just go and give them something, and then we whack the rest.
Yeah, let's keep them busy a bit.
Yes, and you need to see the pain that it is for someone of my own generation. Some of them would say that Madalone is because he doesn't have the opportunity, and I look at them and I laugh.
Yeah.
Some of us have had various opportunities,
but chose not to take it.
So
as not to spoil the good old name.
Yes. But in your generation, does the good old name matter now?
It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. Honestly, it doesn't.
But isn't that sad, Shola?
It's sad, but that's how Nigeria has turned to be. It has turned us to hustlers, so we just want to survive, irrespective of the means for it. Let's just put food on the table.
Let me tell you, you're under 40. I mean, so you're a youth technically.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about today and the concerns? And when I say about today, I don't mean today as in about today.
I know.
And the concerns for tomorrow. What are the things that you have? Tell me.
Honestly, I'm really scared because, look at the insecurity situation in the country.
Yes.
One cannot easily travel from one part of the state to the other. If the bandits could shoot down a military plane, so even if you even want to take a flight, it's not even that safe. Because the flight is a commercial plane.
That
so
is
it's not
true.
even safe, And then people that like to travel long distances by road can no longer do it anymore. So there's that fear.
What about the economic front?
On the economic front, the policies by the present government, this reckless borrowing, lack of industrialization and all that.
But they maintain that it's for infrastructural development.
Yeah, but infrastructural development doesn't make sense without security. Even the trucks there was even a time that some of the tracks that were even put in place by the government were even taken away.
You mean for the train?
For the trains, yeah. And then there was an attempt to bomb the Kaduna Abuja railway track at one point in time. So on the economic front, it's really bleak. I mean, jobs are going, if things are this bad in 2021, I wonder how things will be in the next 10, 15 years. The National Bureau of Statistics says that about 33% of Nigerian youths are unemployed.
33%?
33%, that's the official. And you don't have unemployed, then you don't have underemployed, which is even more. Then you have unemployable. So it's really bleak, honestly. That's why there's this mad race to...
Wait a minute. You have underemployed.
You have unemployed.
Who are the underemployed?
Okay, underemployed are people that work for less than 40 hours a week.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
They call them casual workers, then?
No, casual workers.
Contract staff and stuff like that?
No, contract staff work long hours. It's just that they're not well paid.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
But what is the real basis for underemployment? Or don't you think it probably means that those who are doing jobs that are far below the academic level?
Yes.
If, for example, you have somebody who has an HND, a degree or whatever.
Yes. That's an example.
Is a driver.
That's an example.
Yes.
That's
an
example. That's an example. Yeah. So on the economic front, it's really bleak because jobs are being lost rather than being created. This is not the change or the next level that we all voted for, or some people voted for. So
how do you describe those who they're working?
Yes,
we've talked about.
And then unemployment. Let me even give you one more example too.
Yes,
it's a trend in Nigeria now to have people that work and don't get paid.
That's where I was going.
At the end of the month, that's unemployment. I mean,
it's unemployment.
That's underemployment.
Underemployment.
That's underemployment. Yeah, I don't want to mention the name of this, but there's a particular company, that hasn't paid salaries for this year. I don't want to mention the name. They've not paid salaries for this year. So it's really terrible, and they work so hard. They produce every day. So I wonder how the employers sleep at night. I wonder how the workers even survive. Some come from very far places to work. Sample fair.
Even if you live on the premises, you must be paid.
Rents for their school
fees,
but
don't you think that we should have put some kind of legislation in place that protects the Nigerian worker?
Yes, the Nigerian worker should.
I tell you, I had an ugly last week. Was it last week Tuesday or so? I had an ugly. When I took a 1 week break, and all I did at home was watch YouTube and so on, and I saw some famous employer of labor. Okay, he hadn't paid his worker salaries for close to 18 months, and there he was in front of a prime band celebrating his 70th in all the glamour and whatever. Then the question I ask is, where were the workers? Are people too are so passive?
Yeah.
I feel
there should be strong legislation, but the problem is the NLC seems to have compromised. I don't really see the NLC or the TUC being vibrant. Compared to when Adams Oshomole was in charge.
I was trying to remember my Aluta days. And things like that back in our own time. What we will simply do, I can tell you one of the things we do. What we will simply do is that as the man has invited all the dignitaries. We will appear, put up a canopy.
It will happen in Nigeria.
All of us will be dressed in rags.
It will happened in Nigeria.
We'll be crying.
There's a popular employer of labor. I don't want to mention his name.
Don't mention any name.
He's a popular employer of labor. He was having a conference when he hadn't paid salaries for 18 months too. And the workers just hijacked the conference and started singing solidarity songs and Aluta chants. So it has happened.
But I think our people need to be galvanized.
Yeah.
But then,
and apart from that too, I think people need to stop exaggerating their problems. I mean, yes, the economy is bad, but if you are going to work, a laborer deserves his pay. It's even in the Bible. Permit me to go biblical.
It must be in the Quran too.
Of course. So, having worked every day for that length of time, you should be able to stand up to your employer to an extent, or you should be able to boycott the work and all that. I know things are tough. But I know that one other reason why many people are ready to work without pay is that for some people, they have devised a way of making money off the system, off where they work.
Off the system where they work, yes.
So they don't even have time to even fight for those.
Guess what?
Yes.
What you said is the excuse that one of the employers of labor said.
Yes.
Let me quote what I heard that he said.
Your ID card is a meal ticket.
Is a meal ticket. You can't hear that. No,
I've heard it.
Let me flip you with this one. There was one who was confronted by his workers, and you know what he said? He said, "Look at the parking lot. It's full of cars. Where did you guys get the money to buy this?" And then he now said that whatever.
Your ID card
is a bill ticket.
Yes.
It's the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Having a discussion with a very angry Tony Adebulu. If you read his articles, very angry. I'll open up now. I'd like you to join us again. We'll take some of your calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Who's calling?
Yeah, my name is I'm calling from Bagada.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for the great work you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Exposing, bringing our people in authority to accountability.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Going further, I'm talking about the collapsed building in Ikoyi.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, let me give you a little bit of my background so that you know where I'm coming from. I am trained electrical technician. I have City and Guilds in electrical installation and principle, which means I can wire and I know the science of electricity too. I'm also having...
Well, I want to encourage you to call in because you have a minute. We don't have that much time. But we'll take note of, we'll probably take note, see if I can get your number and then bring you in where you'll be able to make a better contribution under another dispensation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, ma.
Yeah, this is Pastor Ladi.
Morning, sir. Sorry.
Uncle Jimmy, you see, the reason why this thing is like this, everything took a new turn, I think, in this new dispensation, where we begin to celebrate ill-gotten wealth.
Yes.
Positions people never merited. So I believe this is the reason why this thing increased like this. Talking about the Koi building collapse, you are talking about final approval. There are approvals that governors might not even see that will bypass. So my pain is that man died for cutting corners and also killing others. So let everyone that is culpable, let them be brought to judgment. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
Yeah, but you see, is Pastor implying that either somebody could have fixed something, ticked the box that he shouldn't have? Is that what he's saying?
It's very possible. Cases of missing files, cases of files not getting to the
Are you kidding me?
authorities. It's very possible. Anything can happen. There's a lot of corruption in the public sector, so I won't be surprised if
you think that the governor, for example, poor guy, could have been presented with fake documents?
Very possible, of course. Especially by desperate developers.
So what do we then do? I have another caller. Hello, morning.
Good morning, sir. My name is Adenusi Patrick.
Adenusi. I said I was going to call you. Hey, Mama Dao.
Thank you, sir.
I know you lost your mom, Mama Dao, but after we have greeted you, it's a thing of joy.
Yes,
it's a thing of joy. Therefore,
cow go lay down.
I hope you have fixed the dates.
Later this evening, yes.
Later this evening, okay. With the Ankara and everything, I think I can go like this. This one I'm ready. You can see me on YouTube. I can go. Color, short term,
White.
White. I have white. I can bleach this one. Oku malu lele yo. I hope the funeral is in Lagos.
No, it's in Akure.
Oh, okay. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'll put you in a chartered flight.
No, flight care. I'll go by boat. Okay, listen, let's hear from you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to our guests.
Morning.
Good morning.
I would like to start by saying thoughtlessness is the beginning of great losses. It simply means the more thoughtful you are, the better life becomes. The less thoughtful you are, the more you lose.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the owner of the building went with it. That's the start part of it. But the thing is, when we do several things in terms of compromise, we do not expect that we'll be partakers of it.
Yeah.
But according to that writer, he was going to live in one of the flats. I mean, but that's not proven, though. We don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, just like our guest said, it could be image laundering. Across board, the civil service is a center where human brains are suspended.
Wow.
You may be very thoughtful, very brilliant, very intelligent. Immediately you are absorbed in there, your brain is suspended. It is that you follow the next instruction. You cannot use your sense. And it is an unproductive center that is sucking the blood of Nigerian money.
Wow.
But very soon, if, just like President Buhari said, if Nigeria does not kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria.
Wow.
If we do not kill the civil service will kill Nigeria because we borrow money to pay them.
To pay salaries these days.
Good morning.
Thank you. Well, it doesn't mean that you'll be angry and say that you will not provide green bottle and cows. Okay, may the soul of Mrs. Patrick, please rest in peace. That was, I didn't say Patrick. I have another caller. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is David.
Good morning, Mr. David. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes.
I really appreciate what you're doing.
Yes.
It's quite unfortunate the incidents going on in the country at the moment. I'm a young Nigerian.
Okay.
I have my master's degree. I'm thinking of going for my PhD, and I don't have any job. But I employed myself. I took a loan. I got a car for one of these e-hailing platforms, and in 1 year I was able to pay the loan. And trust me, sir, I would say I'm living comfortably at the moment.
Yes.
Because when I see certain jobs, I carried a lady one day. I was going to the island and I carried a lady. I picked her because normally I help people when I'm going out. So I picked her up in the morning around 5:30, and I engaged her and I asked her, "What time does she resume?" She said she resumes by 7:30. And I said, "What time do you close?" She said she closed by 8:30. Sir, this is over 12 hours. You're in one man's office sitting down, and she said she works weekends. And I told her I won't be surprised she doesn't end up to 50,000. And the way she laughed, it was as if that 50,000 was like 100,000 naira to her.
Wow.
After dropping her, I told her, "Don't worry, don't give me anything. I just carried to help you." She almost cried. It's very.
You told her not to give you anything, but you collected the phone number.
No, I didn't collect anything, sir.
I don't buy phone number. Yes, sir.
No, I didn't collect anything.
Oh, Mr. David, you collected the phone.
No, I didn't collect anything, sir. I didn't.
If I bring something out from my pocket, can you swear on it?
Yes, sure. Why not?
I can.
I didn't collect a dime from her, sir.
Okay, thank you. Point well noted. Yeah. Thank you very much. Point is noted. Shola, there's a story here I'd like to call your attention to.
Okay, sir.
And that is some metal electrocuted a lady in Nobe Cubana's club.
Okay,
yes,
I saw the story yesterday.
And the story says that the lady identified as Susan was electrocuted at the Hustle and Bustle Club in Aminu Kano Crescent of Wuse. And that it was gathered that the victim who went to the club was electrocuted by a metal on the floor of the clubhouse.
That is negligence at the zenith.
Yes. Not just negligence. Could it also mean that we don't have agencies? We probably have agencies to do it, but we don't have agencies who have to supervise installations and safety, and so on and so forth.
HSC should be entrenched in every building.
What is HSC? Is
health safety environment? No, health safety environment. No, health safety environment. It should be entrenched in every building. So I guess it just fell short of HSC standards. And there should be penalties, not just shutting down the club. There should be penalties for it.
But we are far from such things. I'm sure you know that.
I know. Unfortunately, it will be swept under the carpet as usual.
But this thing is killing us around. Hello?
Hello, Sheriff. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Good morning.
Go on.
Are you hearing me?
Please, let's just leave it. Let's finish what we're saying.
Okay.
So we, where was I?
You were talking about safety standards.
Yes. Yeah. We are not everywhere you go. You know, I said it earlier this morning and I'm saying it again. If you go into a building, you better just jolly well do at least the quick search you can do.
Yes.
To see if you are
safe. Yes.
Because there are no longer standards in this
Yes.
country, and
No
there's no
standards.
agency
to
enforce.
It's
Okay,
sad.
I got to go, Shola.
Okay.
Time flies. Are you still an angry writer? Every time I've invited you here, it's because of something. Do you have a lot of anger in you about
Not
this
necessarily.
country?
I just discuss issues as they come.
But with so much passion and anger.
Yeah, because I feel betrayed by the Nigerian state.
Yes, and Nigerian people sometimes up to a point.
So
I feel that way too.
Yeah.
And the level of ignorance
is very high.
Where people don't understand the bottom line issues
are
taken away by, what you would call people like you, PR.
Yeah.
A little people get sucked in by these things.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be back here pretty soon, won't you?
Of course.
It's always
always oblige.
I'll always
oblige.
It's always fun. it's always fun having you.
I'll always oblige.
This
is like a second home to me.
It's like
always oblige.
Then you know that with this one or two bottles will go into your boots. That's why we learned it for today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Daily Digest as usual at 9 o'clock, but tomorrow being Wednesday is Dear Me. And I have Rachel Miller Jaja, another Queen's College old girl. What is the relationship boys had with KC girls in your own time?
It was very cordial.
It was very cordial.
Yeah.
So maybe you listen tomorrow. There's a
of
Queen's
course,
College
I always listen
girl
to
coming again.
Digest, yeah. The one that I missed was the one of Mrs. Fashanu. I wish you can bring her back. I watched it about 3 times on YouTube.
Let me ask you, are you ready to face her?
I'm not ready.
Oh man!
I just enjoyed watching her. I watched it twice on YouTube.
But I don't want to. I can't afford to bring that woman here alone.
Oh,
I want to have somebody. Who would you nominate? Your dad, Uncle?
No, Alibaba.
That's a good one.
Alibaba, yeah. I nominate Alibaba.
To match Mrs.
To match her, yes. Because I also watched Alibaba on Dear Me on a previous edition.
Yes.
And I liked his analysis of issues.
Okay. That's a good one.
So that would be a very good match.
Yes.
And I'll look forward to watching it on YouTube.
Okay, I will try and see. Thank you, Jola. You should be my consultant. I will try and see. It must be the prospect of the green bottle. That is what activated your brain. Anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow with Rachel Miller Jaja, and it will be nice having her in. I've guaranteed her she's going under the bus. She cannot miss it. She cannot miss it at all. And already she's having frights. The last time I called her this morning, she was still pulling the rosary. That God should save her. Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow. I'd like to thank Tony Ademile. And Wemimo too. I'd like to thank you for, which actually should be thanking Wemimo for tolerating people like us.
Yeah.
I'm a pain in the backside. I know that. So we'll be back again tomorrow. The Takas will be here anytime from now. Usually they come in this format. Take 3 comes in first. By the time Take 3 is coming in, Take 2 is clearing the Kalakuta gate here. The gate here, not a small gate. Our security gate. So Take 2 will come here, Take 1 will come, and usually they will come without Take 3, their son, who happens to be my friend. One of these is we are going on the smuggling episode.
No problem.
Escapade.
No problem.
To bring in Take 3 once they're here. That's what we learned today. Enjoy yourselves. Look at the bright side of life and take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow at 9.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Omo, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.